Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, and especially all veterans with us today. Welcome to the North Hardin High School Army JROTC Salute to Veterans. I'm Cadet Kiana Smallwood, the Master of Ceremonies for today's event. On behalf of our principal, Mr. Macy, and our JROTC instructor team, I would like to thank the many veterans, parents, local supporting organizations, families, and friends who have made time to be with us today. At this time, in the bleachers in front of you are the mighty North Hardin Trojan Army JROTC Cadet Battalion. Please stand for the presentation of the colors and the playing of our national anthem. Please be seated. It is a special pleasure today to welcome a speaker who knows exactly what it's like to sit where you are right now. Our guest is not just a successful professional, they are a member of the North Hardin High School family, a proud graduate from class of 1985. Jeff Broadwater is president and CEO of VH20 Enterprises, LLC, a Lexington, Kentucky-based consulting firm providing executive advisory services to defense, government, and corporate clients in the areas of training modernization, readiness, and organizational transformation. Before entering the private sector, Jeff completed a distinguished 34-year career in the U.S. Army as a Major General, commanding organizations for more than 50,000 soldiers and civilians across global operations. His final assignment was Deputy Commanding General of the 5th Corps. He previously commanded the 1st Cavalry Division, leading 20,000 soldiers in both U.S. and European rotation. Jeff's full biography is located in today's ceremony pamphlet. Ladies and gentlemen, Major General Retired Jeff Broadwater.
You know, 1985 didn't sound that old when I got up this morning. Well, good morning. Especially to the Trojans over here. Let me ask you a question as we begin this morning. What does it really mean to serve in something larger than yourself? And while you think about that, I truly want to tell you that it is great to be back home, back at North Hardin High School, where my own journey as a young leader began. Standing here today, looking out at this sharp formation of motivated cadets, I can't help feel but proud and hopeful. You represent the very best of our future. Now, when I look over here to our right, we have many veterans that have joined us today. And so would you please do me the honor of showing our appreciation for all they've done for our country by giving them a round of applause. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Today, we pause as a nation to honor our veterans, ordinary men and women who made extraordinary choices. They chose to serve in something larger than themselves. They stood for our nation when it mattered most, and because of them, we live in a country that enjoys freedom, opportunity, and hope. When I look at you, I see the same spark that drove so many veterans before you. You've already taken the first step by joining Junior ROTC, by saying, I want to lead, I want to serve, I want to be part of a team that makes a difference. That decision puts you in rare company. One of the greatest lessons I learned in the Army is that real fulfillment doesn't come from personal gain. It comes from purpose. It comes from knowing that what you do matters. Whether you wear the uniform for 4 years or for 40, whether you serve in the military, your community, or your chosen profession, find something bigger than yourself to contribute to. When you do that, when your purpose aligns with your service, you'll discover a strength and sense of pride that lasts a lifetime. Service shapes your character. It teaches humility, teamwork, resilience, and empathy. And all those qualities will carry you through anything life throws your way. But also, let me tell you something. You got to enjoy what you're doing. The best soldiers, the best leaders, the best teammates that I've ever known didn't just work hard, they loved what they did. They took pride in their mission, laughed often, including at themselves, and built friendships that lasted a lifetime. I've led troops in combat and all over the world. I've stood in the cold fields of Poland and in Europe and the hot deserts of Afghanistan, California, and Iraq. And through it all, what I remember most aren't the medals or the ceremonies, it's the people, the joy of teamwork, the satisfaction of doing something well together, the friendships you develop, like I have with Colonel Al Trujillo. You probably know him more as Brooklyn right there, Dad. So whatever path you take, enjoy it. If you love what you do, you will never feel like a job. So if you're thinking about joining our military team, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, Marines, Space Force, or Coast Guard, know this: we are proud of you. You will join a legacy of excellence and honor that stretches back generations. You'll become part of something that matters, something that protects our way of life. When I commanded the 1st Cavalry Division, and throughout all my assignments, I saw young men and women, not much older than you, step up to lead, innovate, and inspire. They came from small towns and big cities, all united by one purpose: to serve. They didn't look the same, think the same or come from the same backgrounds, but they shared a belief that together we could do great things. I remember one very early morning in Iraq, and we had just completed a mission, and a young trooper came up to me and he told me how proud he was of being able to give people a chance for a better way of life halfway across the world. In a place he never expected to be his previous year, which, oh, by the way, was his senior year in high school. He said he was proud to do this, to be part of an American team that kept America safe, and that seeing this with his own eyes and doing this with his own hands and being part of a great team gave him great satisfaction in his life. That's pretty profound for a 19-year-old. That's the same spirit I see here in the North Hardin's Junior ROTC program. Discipline, pride, and teamwork. You're already part of a tradition of service that makes our community and our nation stronger. Veterans have made our lives better in countless ways. The freedoms we enjoy, the security we rely on, and even the opportunities that allow each of us to chase our dreams. All that exists because generations of Americans stood guard before us. For me, veterans were my role models and mentors. They shaped who I am. They taught me that leadership isn't about rank or position, it's about responsibility. It's about taking care of people, setting the example, and never quitting when it gets hard. Every veteran carries those lessons forward into civilian life, into business, education, public service, and community leadership. Veterans continue to lead and give back because that's who they are. As you look ahead, whether your path leads to college, a career, or a profession in the armed forces, remember this: you don't have to be in uniform to serve. You just must care about something bigger than yourself and willing to work for it. Our country needs leaders like you, leaders who will lift others up, build teams, and make our community stronger. So in closing, what does it mean to serve in something bigger than yourself? Well, to me, it means leading with purpose, lifting others up, and leaving every place you touch better than what you found it in. That's what veterans have done for generations, and that's what I see in each of you today. You are the next generation of service, the next generation of difference makers. But I want to leave you with a challenge. Each of you have a choice to make in life. You can chase individual awards, or you can chase purpose. You can follow the crowd, or you can lead it. My challenge to you is simple. Live and develop yourself into a leader that believes in improving others and has the discipline required to set yourself apart. That respect, hard work, and integrity never go out of style. And show everyone that the spirit of service, the courage to put others first, lives strong because of people like you. If you do that, you won't just make a difference, you'll be the difference. May God bless our veterans, our military, and everyone who strives to make the world a better place. Thank you very much for letting me be here today. Veterans and North Hardin, and go Trojans. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, the North Hardin High School Army Junior ROTC Honor Guard will now present the POW MIA Missing Man ceremony. This honor guard is commanded by Cadet Command Sergeant Major Emma Terry, and the members of this honor guard are Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Gabriel Mahadas, Cadet Major Joshua Wellman, Cadet Major Matthew Ratliff, Cadet First Sergeant JDL Gonzalez, Cadet Staff Sergeant Melanie Gonzalez, and I, Cadet Captain Alexa Deal. I have been given the privilege and honor of introducing and acknowledging this table. This table represents and pays tribute to all the prisoners of war missing in action and killed during all American involvement in her wars, including World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, the Persian Gulf, Operations Desert Storm, Enduring Freedom, Iraqi Freedom, and more. Many have looked at this table and wondered. Let me explain. This table, set for 5, symbolizes the frailty of all the prisoners against their oppressors. Remember, the tablecloth is white, symbolizing the purity of our country's call to arms. Remember, the single candle displayed in the center of the table is symbolic of the families and loved ones who are kept waiting for the return of those so dear to them. Remember, the red ribbon tied so prominently around the candle represents the ribbon worn around the lapel and on the breast of the many thousands who bear witness to unyielding determination to demand a proper accounting of all of our missing and return of all Americans from foreign soil. Remember, the salt on the bread plate is symbolic of the tears of the families as they still wait for those so dear to them. Remember, the lemon represents the bitterness of their fate. Remember, the glasses are inverted. They cannot toast with us this evening. Remember, the chairs are empty, for they are not here. Remember, all of you who served with them and called them brothers and sisters, you who depended on their might and strength, you who relied upon them, remember, for surely they have not forgotten you.
The story must be told, of valor and bold. So let them write it down in history. The young soldier dies for his comrades who died, fighting for a cause that they believe. Nobody's seen or heard inside. There was no glory for that times. We found the last of the land, standing by the wall of fallen people. We felt like the sons are marching in the sky. Feels like the soldiers of the fatherland. Please tell them so they know. Tell them that they're soldiers of the cloud. The wounds will never heal, and the fears that they feel. Let them start.
We of the North Hardin High School Junior ROTC Honor Guard wish to thank all the military men and women who took up the call to serve and defend our great nation. May it always be remembered on this Veterans Day that while all gave some gave all. Thank you.
Veterans Day gives us all precious opportunity to reflect on what it means to be a patriot, to reflect on what it means to be a nation tested by war, and to reflect on both of the costs and the blessings of liberty. For over 249 years, the men and women of our nation have stepped forward to serve in our armed forces and defend our freedoms. They have risked their lives for the land, for the people, and for the ideals that we all cherish. Since General George Washington commanded the Continental Army, over 40 million Americans have served in our nation's armed forces, and 1 million have given their lives in its defense. America is the country she is because of her heroes, past and present, people who put the nation's interest above self-interest, who put patriotism above profit, and who put love of country above love of itself. In the humblest of acts, we would like to recognize the men and women among us today who answered the call, who wore the uniform and stood tall for our country. As you hear your Armed Forces Branch song play, please stand to be recognized and honored for your service.
Proud of all we have done, fighting till there was one. We are
Please stand for the retiring of the colors. On behalf of the North Hardin High School Army JRTC program, we would like to thank the local organizations, families, and friends who worked hard to help our program be successful. We would not be able to serve our community without you. Thanks again for showing your support this morning and all our community's veterans who have served with honor and distinction. At this time, we invite all our guests and veterans for refreshments in the cafeteria commons just outside the gym. Thank you for attending.